Hello, everyone. This is Krista with Wasatch Travel. I'm glad you tuned in. Today's show is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. So if you're tuning in, please leave a comment so I know that you're here. If you have any questions, type them in the box and we'll get back to you on those. Today's topic is all about Tahiti. So if you've done Hawaii and you're looking for something different, or you have always wanted to go to Tahiti because it's on your bucket list, then you're going to want to tune in and learn what we can. Today, I'm speaking with Tahiti Legends. They're one of my great partners that does an awesome job for our clients for Tahiti. So with that, let's get started with our show intro. Just one second here. I can figure out how to do this here. One second, here we go. All right, I'm back. So if you're just tuning in, we're excited to be talking about Tahiti today. I'm going to bring my special guest on. Hello. So this is my partner, Raphael Bernard. He works with Tahiti Vacations. Can you just tell us a little bit about your company and a little bit about what you do there?
Well, I'm the VP of Sales for Tahiti Legends, and we basically work with the travel professionals in the United States to put together some great vacations for your clients in the islands of Tahiti.
Awesome. So do you get to go there often?
Yeah, usually about 2 to 3 times a year, just to stay sharp to make sure that the water's still blue. And oftentimes when I go there, I'm bringing a group of travel professionals like yourself so that we can go and visit the resorts on site to try out the activities in the islands to make sure that those are something that we're comfortable promoting to our clients here back at home.
Awesome. Sounds like an awful job.
Terrible, yeah. Lots
Terrible.
of sunsets and cocktails.
Great. All right. So let's get started with why don't you tell us about Tahiti here? Hold it. Whoops. Got two slides going at once here.
Well, yeah, no worries. So for Tahiti, as people are, I'm sure, aware, it's in the South Pacific. It's about 5 hours south of Hawaii. It's part of that Polynesian triangle. 8 hours from Los Angeles or San Francisco is the easy way to get there. There's a lot of islands to discover. Most of the time, we do have honeymooners and anniversaries coming to celebrate a special occasion. But we do have also families that are traveling more often to the islands of Tahiti. And
let's reiterate. How far again was it?
About
how
8
long
hours.
8 hours.
8
so
hours
just a little
nonstop.
bit farther than Hawaii, but not too bad.
Yeah, just a couple hours, maybe an extra movie or a nap, and you're there in a very short period of time. Usually flights leave daily or twice daily from Los Angeles, and you can leave in the afternoon, arrive in the evening, fall asleep for the first night on the main island of Tahiti, and then go out and explore Bora Bora or Moorea and some of the other notable islands just next door.
Awesome. Okay, let's make sure we get kind of the general stuff in here.
Yeah, sure. So, English is widely spoken in the islands, but the official languages are French and Tahitian. Lots of visitors to French Polynesia come from North America, so they do have a great level of English. So I wouldn't worry for that. For some people that are worried about having to learn French before they go to Tahiti, that's not a necessity. The Polynesian franc is the official currency. It does have a fixed exchange rate with the euro. So if you see that the dollar is doing well versus the euro, then it's a great time to come to Tahiti. The voltage, the plugins, all that stuff now is maybe not as important because we have the USB ports that have been installed in many of the resorts and cruise ships. So you can actually just bring over whatever device you have and use your regular charging cord, and there shouldn't be an issue there. But it is a year-round destination. I like to remind people because I did live in the islands some years ago, year-round, about 80 or so degrees. But we don't really have a rainy season. We just have a more humid season, November through March. But again, come anytime you'd like. It's
When
going to
is
be
the
sunny.
busy season, though?
Busy season would be June through October. It is basically because it's a little bit drier as far as humidity, but also because that's when people tend to get married. Is around June, July, and so then they take their honeymoons around then. So that kind of dictates the high season of June through October.
Okay, and don't they have some specials going, or some like local things more like in July, some festivities?
Yeah, we have you have outrigger canoe races in the summer. You have dancing festivals in the summer as well, and we have special itineraries that we can create for some of the clients that are more interested in history and culture to go partake in those. Or if they just want to relax and kick back and on the beach, we can do that as well. But in the summer, there's a little bit more to do as far as cultural activities.
But even though it's busy, it's not really that busy, because isn't it true that Tahiti's annual visitors are equal 1 week of Hawaii's visitors? Didn't I hear something like that at one point?
Yeah, exactly. About 10 days of what Hawaii gets is what Tahiti gets in 1 year. So if you go to the beach, it's your beach. I mean, a crowd of people at the beach is maybe 16 to 18 people. If I remember correctly, when I was last on Bora Bora back in January, you go there and you don't have groups of people that are just kind of 10 people deep just to get to the water. You just have your space. It's a nice spot. And the accommodations, all of the rooms in all of the islands of Tahiti, 118 islands, could fit inside the MGM Grand of Las Vegas. So when
that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, so we cover a large surface area, but it means that you have a lot more space and privacy when you go out and do something with your special someone.
That's awesome. We have to talk about Air Tahiti Nui.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is the principal carrier for the destination. They are the ones that fly out of Los Angeles daily and sometimes twice daily. It is the all-inclusive airline for the destination. So, once you get on there, you have your blankets, your pillows, drinks, meals, alcohol and non-alcohol are all included. And the nice thing is that the staff, it's all Tahitian. So you've already arrived in Tahiti once you stepped on the plane. And they have some beautiful, they wear beautiful uniforms, and they do even like a uniform change throughout the 8-hour flight. So you're seeing different types of costumes and things like that when you're on the plane. And great food, of course, because with Tahiti, there's that French touch, and there is some fine dining on that airline.
Awesome. So you get all excited before you're even there, because look how beautiful their planes are. Yeah,
exactly. And they even have some newer planes that are now in the rotation, some new Dreamliners. with some lie flat seats in business class. They have economy, they have economy premium, so you have extra leg room for those that need it. And always, again, yes, with bright colors to remind you of the bright blue and beautiful coral gardens that you'll be visiting when you go do your activities in Bora Bora.
Awesome. Speaking of activities, let's talk about these.
So what you would see in the top left corner of that photo for the activities is a typical Jeep safari tour. I think my favorite would be either probably in Moorea, because in Moorea you can discover a lot of the interior. Moorea is the island just next to Tahiti, the sister island. Oftentimes you land in Tahiti, you just do that one night, and then you're going to go start to do your activities in Moorea and then Bora Bora. The Jeep safari tour goes around the island, and then it goes into the thick, say, vegetation of Moorea. And the nice thing is that you have some pineapple plantations, some very sweet pineapples to taste. You have some rum distilleries. You have some vanilla farms. So it becomes a tasting tour while you're hanging on for dear life outside that Jeep. And then you go up to the very top of the Mount Belvedere Point, and you can look down on the two bays of Moorea, Opanohu Bay and Cook's Bay. So that's probably the must-do tour when you are in the islands, especially in Moorea. It's about a half day, and you have rum, you have pineapple, and you have a great view. And the guide tells you a little bit about everything, the history of the island. And then when you get out to Bora Bora, it's a little bit of that, but with maybe a more focus on the GIs that were there in World War II and had set up cannons because the Americans were there many years ago, and they had set up some cannons to protect the airfield of Bora Bora. So you can actually go and learn a little bit about the history there, as well as having some of the local treats and snacks. And then
are those
to the right,
U.S. Cannons you're talking about? U.S.
Yeah, our guys.
Soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're our guys.
Right.
They left behind some cannons and some blondes, to be honest. So it's a great mix of culture and history. And to the right, top right, you see, of course, the boating activities. Parasailing is very popular. And then you have.
I'm trying to see if I can get this activities to show up bigger. No, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, sure. But aquatic activities, I say, are probably obviously the most popular because there's so much blue lagoon to discover when you're in the islands of Tahiti. And then the bottom left, you would see skydiving. That has been introduced to the destination just a few years ago, and it's incredible. I have not done it yet because I feel that I have a great view from the beach already.
I'm with you. I'm a little nervous
exactly.
on that one.
Yes, it's safety first. But it's a great activity, and you can do it on most of the islands of Tahiti. Probably more often, people want to do Bora Bora because it's where you get to see all the overwater bungalows. You get to see this wide lagoon contrasting against the mountain of Bora Bora, Mount Otamanu. And then on the bottom right, you can see some a great picture of some scuba diving activity. And
that's what I love.
That's easy. Slow pace. You just kind of relax, enjoy, let the fish do the talking. And you can see that when you are underneath the water clarity is exceptional. And the water clarity in Tahiti, Moorea, Bora Bora is about 150 feet just when hanging out there. So you don't even have to go scuba diving sometimes. You can just do snorkeling and then see a lot of different fish, turtles, sharks, etc., stingrays.
Very cool.
So, this is the general map of French Polynesia, 118 islands.
118 islands. Wow. How many do you use? People actually lodge on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everyone is inhabited, and then not everyone that is inhabited has accommodations. But we do have relationships with some private owners that have like little pensions, little B&Bs, all the way up to private island resorts with over a couple hundred staff to look after just say 35 luxury villas. But it runs the gamut. You have a lot of choices when it comes to Tahiti. You don't always have to do an overwater bungalow, but most of the cases you're going to want to finish with an overwater bungalow because you want to be able to experience that way of staying over a night with the fish.
If you're going to spend the money and go that far, even if you just need to stay on one island, say Moorea, I think it's definitely good to stay in the overwaters, even if you have to do like 4 nights in a regular beach villa and then the last 3 nights move to the overwater. You don't want to go that far without experiencing that.
Yeah, that's very common because we have a lot of clients that want to be able to open up the coffee table and feed the fish down below. Many of the resorts have a special say fish food that is okay for the fish to have, and they give that to the clients, and then you can have a nice little evening where you order a bottle of champagne, and you can open up the coffee table, turn on the light, the fish come down, and it's usually a nice little an hour or so of just enjoying that. Many of these overwater bungalows in the islands range from, say, 400 square feet over the water to about a little over 3,000 square feet. So depending on what your budget, what your aim is, I'm not sure you need such a large overwater villa or bungalow sometimes. If you're going to be out and playing in the water, I think 400 feet over the water is just fine. The coffee table's still there. The fish don't know what you paid for the bungalow. So they're going to be out enjoying the day with you as well. But this is the destination that created the overwater bungalow, I'd say over 50 years ago.
But there are some people that like the space, or maybe, and I know that there's some family bungalows also that are, you want a little bit more room so that maybe you have 1 bedroom and then the kids are in the living room area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we like some of the resorts are very good with say kids programs, and for that support they need to have the proper bedding. So in the living room area, it's often a trundle bed. So 2 adults in the bedroom and then 2 kids in the living room area, and there's often a partition that kind of closes off so you can have some privacy for mom and pop. And it's a great destination to go as a kid. I've gone there as a boy myself with my sister and family, and it's just if they love the water and the beach, there's no reason to keep them away from the islands.
That's awesome. Let's pop up. Speaking of Bora Bora.
Yeah. So this is usually what yourself and our team kind of save for the end for the clients. When someone wants to go to Tahiti or to Bora Bora, we'll say, they don't spend over 7 nights in Bora Bora, and they don't spend over 7 nights in an overwater bungalow. Oftentimes they'll land in Tahiti, the main island, and then just stay in a standard room, a regular room in a hotel, because it's arriving late at night.
Or if they take the overnight flight, they arrive in the morning, they could just transfer to another island at that point too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they could do that. And then they do maybe like a beach bungalow or a garden bungalow in Moorea, just to kind of get acclimated, do some of the activities. And then when you get to Bora Bora, that's when we strongly advise that, like, hey, this is where the overwater bungalow was perfected.
That's your relaxing place, and that's the romance everyone envisions for the romance and all.
Yeah, exactly. And then this photo right here is looking right towards the Mount Otamanu, the mountain of Bora Bora, and the sun sets right behind that mountain peak. So in the evenings, you have this and say a few other resorts on that side of the island, and they have cocktails and happy hour, and half of the resort comes out to the beach and kind of enjoys a fresh cocktail to appreciate that sunset. And in Bora Bora, that's what you do, is you just kind of enjoy your food and drink and your overwater bungalows and connect with someone special.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, so we have Taha, which is the vanilla island of French Polynesia. This island is, as I said, just known for the vanilla. And what makes this vanilla special is that each vanilla bean is hand pollinated. So there's a time and effort that goes into each vanilla bean, and they use that vanilla in a lot of the cooking. So the signature dish, I think for Tahiti would be the mahi mahi with vanilla sauce, and you can get the vanilla in liquid form and powder form, and just the vanilla beans. My father puts a few in a bottle of rum, and then you can use that and just let it kind of ferment, and then use that rum later on for a banana flambe, perhaps. Or you can just use it for your creme brulees. If you want to make the best creme brulee on the block, you're gonna need some Tahitian vanilla, and it's a great island, and they have a couple of resorts supported by also a few B&Bs.
Yeah, we do quite a bit of stays for someone wanting something kind of a nicer package over here on this island combined with Bora Bora.
Yeah, exactly. It's just 15 minutes away, and you have the option of a small plane to take you back over, or a helicopter, and it complements the Bora Bora package, because it's like a private island atmosphere.
Awesome. Okay, we'll go to the next island.
And then Rangiroa, you have it's the second largest atoll in the world, and has even some of the best. It is the diving capital of French Polynesia. So you have several different dive clubs in the island of Rangiroa, and you also have a unique vineyard. It is, I think, the only vineyard to have wine grow on the coral reef. So you can actually get some
wow,
locally.
that's unusual.
Yeah, it is very unusual, and they have a good Chardonnay and a good Rosé that they have now. So you have some wine from the island of Rangiroa, some great diving, and I think the population is still only several hundred people, and you feel very welcome in the island, and they're just happy to share their culture, and of course what goes on within the lagoon right there in front of you.
So just beach activities are mainly the activities here.
Oh yeah. It's a flat atoll, so I mean, there's no mountain climbing because there's no mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, this is a special island. It's the most recent major development for the islands of French Polynesia. Tetiaroa has the private island resort called the Brando there. This island is 20 minutes north of Tahiti, and it is the island of that Marlon Brando, the actor, purchased back in the 60s. And before Marlon Brando was there, it was the island's, it was the playground for the kings and queens of the Tahitian royalty. And so, along with the family trust, they constructed an island to be the only, I think it's the true all-inclusive resort for the islands of Tahiti. So they have 35 villas. They have a great spa. It's protected. You cannot approach by boat because it's dangerous, because you'd have to kind of ride a certain swell to get over the reef. So for people that want to go visit there, they're gonna have to, one, contact you, and two, organize the air, because they have to fly in either by small plane, like a little Brit Norman, or by helicopter. So you have a couple of different options to get over there, but this is a resort that has only beach bungalows. So for someone that wants overwater bungalows, they're gonna have to go to Moorea or Bora Bora, but then they can pair it with the Brando for the beach, the luxury beach villa that they have on the island.
This is a real high celebrity visited island, right? I heard President Obama has been there also.
Yeah, and he was, I think, one of their longest residents. Stayed one of the clients that has stayed the longest on that island. I believe working on some of his memoir. But yeah, but they take normal people too. You know, it's we can go as well. We're allowed.
All right.
As long as the check
I'll
clears.
go.
Yeah, we can go. So,
Gotta have some deep pockets if you're staying at the Brando. Just saying, but
yeah,
it does look
absolutely.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get the next one here. Talked about Maria, but let me find where I have that one. Sorry, my slider's not working.
Oh, no worries.
Here we go.
So Moorea is after Tahiti, usually the most, it's the closest. So you have like from Tahiti to Moorea, you can take a ferry over and then you do all your activities. When I mentioned earlier that you go up onto the mountain peak and look down on two bays, Cook's Bay and Opanuhu Bay, those are the two bays that we're looking at right now. This is a great island. I think of it fondly as the island of the artists and the hippies. They just have a really laissez-faire, artsy way of doing things, and I think they probably do the best pareos, which are it's like a sarong, painted cloth that you can wear or use as decorations around your home, and it's probably also the most visited. It's probably the repeat visitor island because people that have gone to Tahiti, Moorea, and Bora Bora. Usually we're in a bit of a rush to get to Bora Bora because we want that overwater bungalow experience and it's just gonna be spectacular. But they do realize afterwards, like we did really enjoy Moorea and there's a lot to do in Moorea. So this is probably for those that are more active, this has all the activities. And then if you want to bring a family.
I know that some people just think, oh, it's Moorea or whatever, but Moorea is fabulous. It's not like anything to just say, oh, that it's not as good as Bora Bora. Like it's still amazing.
Yeah, the water is just as blue. It's just that the special thing about Bora Bora is that the inner, because all these islands are protected by a coral reef, and so inside is the lagoon where the waters are smooth, tranquil. But the inner island of Bora Bora is much smaller, so it looks like the contrast between that wide lagoon and the mountain does stand out. Whereas Moorea, it's a larger interior island, so it doesn't have that striking presence right off the bat when you're landing by plane or arriving by ferry. But the water is just as clear, the people are just as friendly, and the pineapples are just a little bit sweeter because you're just right there. You're close to the source.
Very cool. Okay, so you had these on the slides, and so.
Yeah, and it was just really to remind your followers and viewers is that you don't have to stay in those beautiful overwater bungalows. You have a variety of options to explore the island. Pagugan Aranui, a company that we work well with, Tahiti Yacht Charter, allows you to visit many of these islands. And because their watercraft, you can say it that way, I guess, have a what do you call it? Like a shallow draft, I think is what the cruisers use. It's these ships can get into the lagoons and go to various bays or islands that some of the larger cruise ships from around the world just can't access. So the Pagugan is the largest one there, and it's very small compared to some of the other cruise ships that you would probably visit in the Caribbean, Hawaii, or Europe. So these itineraries that they have here, the bonus with some of these ships is that you get to see little islands that the airlines don't fly to. That's like a real strength for the Aranui and for the Pagugan.
And I have a client that I just booked where she's going on another cruise line, sailing from Los Angeles, ending up, they kind of go around Tahiti and then she ends there. And she could fly home, but instead she contacted me and we used your company, and then she's staying extra, and she wanted to do overwater bungalows, and she combined 2 islands. So we're doing that. And then she's flying directly from there to Honolulu for an extended stay over in Hawaii. So, I mean, there's all kinds of options that we can arrange for you that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think yeah, 5 hours south of Hawaii. So yeah, come to Tahiti, stay for a little bit, and then go up to Hawaii, and then back home to reality.
Exactly. And then reality is just not very fun anymore after you've been to Tahiti.
Yeah, but you can always go back. You're not limited to just one visit. You're allowed to
Exactly.
return.
I mean, most people do have this on a bucket list, so they kind of think as a special one-time trip. But I think once you go there one time, you're going to want to come back again.
Yeah, 118 islands. I mean, there's a lot to discover, and there's a lot more that's than just Bora Bora. But definitely, start with Bora Bora, and then go off and explore the rest.
Yeah, and the Polynesian culture is just, if you haven't spent any time, it's just amazing.
Yeah, so you have right there is the tiare flower on the very left photo. That's the official flower of Tahiti. Tattoo is a Polynesian word, so get your tattoos. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. I have a couple, but I look forward to getting one in the islands someday soon. And then the coconuts are excellent. Right there, you have some great spa that use coconut shavings to massage you. You have a great spa at the Intercontinental Bora Bora, Talaso, and that one they use every type of local ingredient in their spa treatments. And then and the other islands as well, at the Bora Bora Pearl Resort, they have some excellent treatments for spa. So yeah, we didn't talk too much about spa in the islands of Tahiti, but while you're relaxing, they do have a lot of options for you just to be, still, quiet, and comfortable.
All right. Anything else that, if anyone has any questions and you want to type them in, then please do. Do we cover everything, or is there anything else that you wanted to share with us?
No, I think we covered it. How to get there, contact you, go on
Yes.
their Tahiti Nui.
So we partner with amazing partners. It doesn't cost you any more to use a travel agent. And then I have like my special contact that's just amazing, that we tell her what we're looking for, and she always comes back with the most amazing packages. So give us a call. You can message us through Facebook, give us a call, or through our website, and then we can put together something amazing for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for letting me speak for a few moments on Tahiti, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming on today.
All right. Take care.
You too.